Hi friends, it is Megan. Welcome back to my channel, and today I am going to be doing a book talk. Now, I have not done a book talk in a while, and it's actually been quite some time since I've read this book, but luckily I took notes back when I read it. So I'm going to be doing a book talk on Heirs of Fate by Amara Luciano. This is actually a collection of short stories or novellas in the God's Fate series. Overall, I gave this book a 4 stars. I'm not really the biggest fan of short stories, so this was kind of hard to get through, but I did enjoy what I could, if that makes sense. So even though I'm not the biggest fan of short stories, I still enjoyed them for being short stories. So yeah, so we got 3 stories plus a bonus chapter. First we had Bride of Dreams, which tells the story of Dia, who is the daughter of a woman who kind of shamed her family by running off with a god. So it is Dia's duty to kind of redeem their family, and she can do that by marrying into the family and just settling down. But all she wants to do is to go on an adventure and explore the world and just live. And she ends up betrothed to her childhood best friend, and she just does not want this at all. So on her wedding day, her betrothed is actually cursed, and so she is set on a journey to save her betrothed from this horrific curse. I ended up giving this one 3 stars. It definitely wasn't my favorite. It felt very rushed in the beginning. I felt like there could have been a lot more exposition involved because the story about the mother just wasn't explained well, so I'm still not really sure what happened. There was a lot of times where I just felt like I was reading and I had to keep going back and rereading it, and I just didn't know what was going on, so I just gave up and moved on to like the next sentences. So that was a little bit disheartening, but what I did gather is the gods were really cool. I liked that they were gods of like dreams and souls and that kind of thing, rather than gods of like sun and moon and grass and water and like that kind of thing. They were more obscure things rather than physical things. So yeah, overall, it was a little bit too lyrical of writing for my liking. Like, I like lyrical writing. I really love Strange the Dreamer. I love Sorcery of Thorns. Like, those books are great, but this felt too descriptive, too lyrical, and I couldn't just grasp onto the story or what was happening. Now, the next book was called Huntress and the Nightingale, and this is a female-female, gender-bent Snow White retelling. It tells the story of Zarya, and she has God-given powers, and her lover is the queen, and one day the Bird Clan escapes, and they're like in a rivalry with this queen. So the queen tells Zarya that she needs to go destroy the Bird Clan and the rest of the forest, and doing so would really anger the gods that Zarya kind of relates to, but she's not even sure that the gods are with her anymore. She's not sure if the gods are like there for her anymore. So she's torn between whether she needs to destroy the forest or like just live her life. So it's again that duty versus self kind of conflict, and it was really, really good. I enjoyed this one a lot more. I gave it 4 stars. I felt that the romances were really, really well done. There was a point where Zarya really had to self-reflect, and I like that they show the side of a breakup where you're not quite over the lover, because you're not just magically over a partner as soon as you break up. And it really showed that. It showed the torment and like the inner conflict she had about that relationship ending, and it was a really good representation of what a breakup is actually like, because I know in a lot of stories a breakup is like, oh, I'm over you and I'm moving on to the next person, but this was more of a slow burn into the next person, which was really well done, I believe. And then in the end, I felt that her story of redemption was really well done as well. she didn't feel redeemed for her choices just because other people felt that she had done the right thing. She needed to go self-reflect and go off and really feel redemption for herself, which I thought was a really cool narrative to add. So yeah, I liked this one a lot more. I felt that the text was really well done, and I felt it wasn't too confusing. I mean, there was points where her text got a little bit lyrical again, but I felt that this was much more well played out. Because in the first one, she had like 90 pages to write the story, and it just felt rushed. This one, she had a few more pages, so it was a little bit better. And then the last one was my favorite. It was called The Storm Mistress, and it tells the story of Jade. Oh, by the way, this is Daya, the Bride of Dreams. This is Zarya, the Huntress, and this is Jade, the daughter of a pirate. And that'll take me right into the synopsis for Jade. Jade is a young girl who never wanted to be a lady growing up, so all she seeked was adventure, and she went into this scenario where she was going to go with her father, who is a pirate, and just explore, but this adventure goes all wrong, and she is forced to protect her home, and in doing so, she ends up being the epitome of a lady at the time, which was to join Lady House at the time. I don't know how to better phrase it. But so she uses her body to gain power, and she uses her status to gain acceptance and help and power and everything like that. And in the end, she learns from those mistakes and moves on to really redeem herself and learn how to treat people, which I really liked. I felt this one was the most well written just because I felt that because there was more pages, she had more time to create the story. So I really liked this one. And then the last chapter, or the bonus chapter for Heirs of Fate, was really cool, and I think it tied into her next novel really well. So if you don't know, Amara Luciano has a book coming out in October. On October 15th, Song of the Skies will be released, and it is the first book in the God's Fate series. So back to this book. Overall, I'm giving it 4 stars. As I said earlier, I really liked that these heroines were not perfect. They definitely had their faults, but they learned from those mistakes, and I felt that the redemption or the resolution was really well done for a short story, and I enjoyed it quite a lot, and I can't wait to get Amara's book in October, and I'm really looking forward to that. But that is all I had for Heirs of Fate. If you have read this book, please let me know your thoughts down below, and I will check in with you guys in my next one. Thank you so much for watching. Bye, friends.